I'm going to be sharing a few stories of my own as they come up throughout this podcast because I came to the realization that I've been stepping into change quite a bit lately in my own life, and I always think it's helpful to offer examples of relatively real-time situations that help us really look at how we experience it, and especially the feelings that come up when faced with change that is unexpected. I want to start with a small one by letting you all know that although this podcast is just getting off the ground, it's already been very well received and incredibly rewarding, and I'm so grateful to get to be a part of sharing the stories of women who I not only look up to, but continue to be so inspired by. I really marvel at how strong we are as women, and in my journey of creating this podcast, the one challenge I've come across time and time again is showcasing all of the magnificence of these women I get the privilege to meet and interview. The challenge has really become how to fit these multi-dimensional and amazing stories into a limited time frame while focusing on a few key messages when there's such a treasure trove of lessons to be learned. My hope for the podcast all along has been not only to bring us together, but to help you gain the courage to make changes that can level up your life, to trust your intuition and listen more closely and pay attention to those little voices or nudges that are leading you in a particular direction, because I so firmly believe these tugs and pulls are there for a reason. I also know that as I continue down this path with the positive response I've received so far, this podcast has the potential to reach more and more women who want to create change in their lives, but just don't know where to start. And helping them do just that in even a small way means everything to me. Now, I came up with the name Go Go Bistro initially because I've had some of the most important conversations of my life, one-on-one with friends or family, over coffee or a meal, tucked away in corners of some of my favorite little bistros and diners. Gabbing about shaking things up or embarking on something new and exciting in our lives has the ability to make time stand still, and holding that space for one another is simply priceless. So the idea of creating that kind of atmosphere for the podcast, in the spirit of giving back the support I know I received on my own change journey, well, it just felt right. Until, of course, I realized that picking a name that has special meaning to me doesn't necessarily translate out there in search world. And let's face it, it's my ultimate goal to make this podcast as easy as possible for women who need it most to listen. It kind of defeats the purpose of spreading the inspiration and shared experience of these incredible women if it's hidden away in the shadows. Lesson learned. I must admit, the minute I realized this change had to be done, panic immediately entered the picture. And the first thing I thought of is, oh my God, no one is going to be able to find us. And all the momentum we've built so far is going to instantly disappear. Sound familiar? Feelings of fear, insecurity, and doubt all came up, and I promptly thanked them for doing their job and decided that come what may, we needed to do it anyway. Because I know that in order to create something more impactful in my life requires one thing: the courage to take a risk and to let the universe do what it does best, support my highest good. So I am taking my own lead on this and officially changing the name of the podcast to Journeys Through Change. Now, what I love about this title is that it not only highlights the stories of the amazing women we feature, but also honors the current and future journeys you may be embarking upon along the way. So for the next few episodes, we'll be going through this little podcast transition together. It may feel a little clunky at first, but in the long run, it feels like the right thing to do to continue to inspire more women. We will also be taking a little break starting next week, returning on September 19th with our new brand and episode lineup. And believe me, we have some exciting guests in store. To get weekly updates on the podcast and tips and insights to help you initiate or manage change in your life, hop onto my email list by going to noellevan.com/podcast. And at the bottom of the page, sign up to join the movement. I will be keeping you all updated over the next few weeks with my posts and email announcements. And I ask that you please, oh please, spread the good word about the Journeys Through Change podcast, formerly known as Go Go Bistro, to anyone you think it will benefit. And please stay tuned. There is so much more on the way as we continue to inspire, encourage, and motivate women to make the changes needed to step into their fullest selves. That's it for now. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Journeys Through Change podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or really wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us and leave a review if you've enjoyed this episode. And share it with a friend or on social media to spread the good word, so more women like you can find us and join in on the fun. For more information on the podcast or Day by Day book, go to livedaybyday.com.